management firm in Milan, a guy, Daniele Camilli, and he said, we've been using your social media profiles as an example of best practices for advisors to use when they're marketing themselves. I said, oh. And they said, we'd be really interested in having you come to Italy to talk about it. So I got the email, I'm like, this can't be for real. And I really didn't believe it, but it was so professionally done, and I looked up the firm, Pictet Asset Management. They've been around since 1805. And I thought, this might be real. So I emailed back and I said, yeah, of course, I'd love to talk to you. We set up a conference call with he and his boss, Manuel. And it was obviously legit. They said, we want to fly you. We have a conference in Rome called the Consulentia 2016. I looked it up. They have a great conference website. We want you to speak about digital marketing at that conference. And I said, oh, sure. And they flew me and my first class to Rome on Turkish Airlines, which is an amazing airline, and put us up in Rome at the Aldrovandi Hotel, which is right next to the Borghese Garden. Absolutely unbelievable hotel. And I spoke at the conference. They took us out to dinner at a wonderful place, met all these charming Italian men. Everything you hear about Italian men is true. It's true. And then had a bunch of meetings with big banks in Rome. Their clients were all the big banks in Italy. So they take me to the offices and I meet the managers and things in these banks, and we talk about digital marketing and what financial advisors do in the U.S. because we're organized really. There's no independent advisors in Europe like me. They don't do that. They flew us to Milan, and same thing. I did presentations in front of a couple of advisor groups, including the women's advisor group, PF Al Femminili. And women make up only about 3% of advisors in Italy. In the U.S., it's about 25, which isn't great, but much better. These women were fantastic. It was like, I felt like I was a celebrity the way they treated me. It was really weird. And then I spoke in front of a bunch of men, and they were as gracious as the women. And then in Milan, again, they took me to all these headquarters of banks, and I had video interviews with economists, and we talked about this kind of thing, the economy. It was unreal. It was a whole week of experiences like that. And these guys from Pictet Asset Management were my hosts, and they would take me around everywhere, and it was really fun.
So since you're such the hotshot in Italy right now, maybe next time you can negotiate taking some clients with you.